again, Melissa here, coming to you today with a tutorial and a little bit of chit chat. So I think I'm going to start off with a little bit of chit chat. I know we all love to send happy mail, and this year I was going to try and send out more racks, but with everything that is going on, as well as just trying to get to the post office, I am not going to do that. We're on lockdown here. I know I have to still run to work and get my computer and stuff to work from home, but I have a friend who works at the post office, and she thought it would be best for me to relay some things, and I did too. If you're going to the post office and you have a P.O. box like I do, she said make sure you wear gloves, because it is up to them to sanitize their own workstations. It's up to them to wear gloves. The government, unfortunately, is not doing much to keep them safe. As a matter of fact, there's one person at their plant that has COVID-19 and possibly 2 others. So this is just a plea for you all to be very careful. If not, just don't even go. Wait until some of this is over, and I know we all trust and believe God that He will protect us, but we also have to use our common sense. So I'm hoping that this is going to be over soon and we'll get a hold onto it so that I can start doing racks and send out happy mail and enter some challenges like that's what I wanted to do this year. So anyways, with that all being said, let's jump into the tutorial. So I had a few people to ask if I could do a tutorial, and so I'm going to try and do my best to make this pocket that I used, and this is the one that I used from Elizabeth's Craft, but this is the other one that we're going to use today since I've already made something with this one. So let me start out by giving you the measurements of the cuts that we'll need. So I actually inked up everything with my oxide inks because I couldn't find the actual color green that I wanted. But you will need 2 pieces of cardstock measured at 2 by 5. 2 pieces of cardstock for that, and then you will also need a piece of vellum measured at 4.5 by 6. And then you will also need a piece of cardstock, which will be the back piece of this pocket, measured at 4.5 by 6 as well. And so, and if you don't have this particular die, and I might do another video where you can make it yourself or just explain it on here. But anyway, so those are the papers that we are going to need. If I didn't say 2 of these, you'll need 2 of these. A pair of scissors, washi tape, your choice of glue, whether it's tear tape or regular glue, or whatever your adhesive is that you like, a bone folder, and what is this? Tool-in-one, or whatever you'd like to, poke out your little things. I also cut out some flowers that I'll be using to put on mine. Since this is kind of like a tropical theme, I thought I would go with the hibiscus flower and these other little flowers. Anyways, if you have some kind of flower or whatever you want to put on top, just pop it on top. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's move some of this stuff around. And one of my suggestions that you do for this, let me kind of move some of this stuff out of the way. Excuse my reach, if you'll see my reach. One of my suggestions is that you use your scoring tool, because even though it has your score spots, they're not defined enough. So what I usually do is just pull whatever I want to score all the way over to the end. It's just so much easier for me, instead of coming to the middle. Just pull it over to the end and mark it, because then you can see it much better, and just score right where you need to score. just kind of define that a little bit better for yourself. So when you go to fold, it's much easier. I hope everybody's doing good and staying safe out there. Okay, and then the other thing that you'll need to do is to flip this over, get your vellum piece of paper. If you have a punch, use a punch. If you don't have a punch or a die, use scissors. So you're going to just cut around where you need to cut here. Now before, I just glued it down and just took my scissors and snipped. This time I actually got a die, and I am using these circles that I got from Tuesday Morning. Perfect set of circles. I'm telling you, it's like the perfect die set. But anyway, so I just put washi tape there so that I could have it all set to die cut it. But I wanted to show you how I did that. I'm going to go ahead and get this die cut, and I'll be right back. And you have to be kind of careful with vellum if you don't have that nice sturdy kind. This is not as sturdy as the one I used before, but as you see, it is a perfect die cut. Now I do have to say, even though I cut this, I think it was 4.5 by 6, I did cut it 1/16 of an inch smaller, so that when I fold it, it won't mess up with the fold line. So you can't have that exactly perfect. Okay, and now let's go ahead and get these scored. So since we've scored that, it folds much easier. So I would say go ahead and just get all of that scored. All right, now we're going to put some score tape here. And I actually used glue the last time I did this, but I'm going to use score tape this time. I love my glue that I use. I have never tried out the art glitter glue, but I do love my quick dry glue, or it's called quick dry tacky glue or something like that. Okay, and then in the inside, you're going to actually use your glue in the inside here and here. And I'm hoping that I'm remembering how I did this right, how I did this before. So I'm going to put one here. The other one I've already put glue on the outside. So we're going to put glue there. All right, or tape, whichever one you're using. Make sure you varnish your tape down. And the only reason why I didn't do this side, because I actually got this one scored already, and I'll show you how to score that, but I put this one in the inside. If you're using double-sided paper, then you can use either side you want. Since I colored up everything, I am using one-sided paper, so I am going to actually glue that in the inside. And so you can either put it on this side or you can put it in the inside. Make sure you put it at the tip, because it's only going to be a 1/2 of an inch down. So if you use, not a 1/2 inch, 1/4 of an inch. So if you use the 1/4 of an inch tape, you'll hit right at the mark where you're supposed to be at. Okay, let me show you how we're going to score everything. We're scoring everything at a 1/2 inch. So you're just going to score everything down, and you're going to do the accordion fold or a mountain valley fold. And if you're using one-sided paper, you have to have the colors. Let me make sure I'm doing this right. Go kind of the opposite way. If you see how I'm doing it, go the opposite way. Go ahead and varnish that down so that your pattern is in the inside. As you can see, mine is in the inside. All right, now this is where I used the glue, and I just popped that down. And what I did, I didn't put it on the vellum. I put it on here. I hope I was in frame. I just put a little thin strip right around there. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Now, as well as putting a thin glue layer around the outside, I also put a little glue here and there, you know, in the thicker parts of the leaves. just so that when you go to glue this down, it'll stay. So let me get that done, and then we'll go ahead and put the vellum down. And I think that's good enough, so we'll go ahead and put this down. Make sure you try and get it as close to the spot as you'll need it, so that you won't crinkle your vellum or spread around the glue. And I think that is good. I don't think it's going to show on the other side. And just rub it down. And if you do happen to get glue that goes through, cover it up with whatever pattern or flower you have. Got a little glue there. But so that's how that will look. Like that. And the glue dries clear, so we'll be okay with that. So that's how that looks. And let's go ahead and put the other pieces on the outside. And so I got that one on that side. We're going to go ahead and put this here. So the way I had you cut it should be perfectly lined up with this one. So you're just going to glue that down. Let's go ahead and get that put down. And like I said before, don't forget to varnish everything. Your tape down. And then once you have it there, make sure it's lined up good so it'll fold over like that. I did put glue on this side, sticky tape already on that side. And go ahead and varnish that, make sure it's down good. We'll go ahead and put down the other side. And make sure that you're putting this with your, if you have one-sided paper, make sure you're putting it on the right side. So let's go ahead and put that down. All right, and then with this, we're going to lay this, just butt that right up against that like that. Okay, so we're going to pull this off here. And I'm just going to go ahead and varnish that down. All right, so you see how that all looks there. And then I still have to put paper on the, tape on this side. So we're going to go ahead and get that tape down. Go ahead and varnish that down, as well as this one. And you can actually put as wide as you want it. You can add that many more accordion folds. So let me go ahead and bend that down a little bit too, so it can bend easier when you go to lay it down. All right, and we're almost finished, so all you have to do is just pull these off. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and lay that flat before I pull it all the way off, so that hopefully you can see what I'm doing, so that I can line that up first before I pull it all the way off. You see that? Did you see how I did that? And then just go ahead and pull it the rest of the way. And there it goes. And I'm just now noticing it's not quite even, but it's still good. But you can actually add, I want to say that's maybe like 1/4 of an inch higher. So I cut it at 6, so add a 1/4 of an inch higher, and then it'll be even with that. But then that's how that looks. And you have 2 pockets there. And then once I add the glue down on these, I think I'm just going to set that right there or something like that. I'll show you the picture at the end of how it's going to look there, and it will be perfect. And yeah, that is all I have for you. Hopefully I did it so that you could understand what I was trying to say. So like I said, I don't do very many tutorials, but I try to do that for you all. I said I was going to come back. I know I'm a little late. But that is all I have for you. You'll see the picture at the end. Thanks so much, everyone. You all have a blessed and crafty day.